Hi guys, sorry I couldn't be there for the presentation. I'm probably on a plane heading to Italy now. Sucks to be me, but this is my final presentation. I decided to revisit the Versace men's jacket and sort of explore it a little bit further. And here goes. Gianni Versace, born in Reggio Calabria in southern Italy in 1946, was a man of humble beginnings who spent his childhood in his mother's dressmaking shop, learning the trade at an early age. In 1972, Versace moved to Milan to begin a career in fashion designing ready-to-wear for Arnaldo Girombelli. In 1978, he launched his own women's wear label and opened its first boutique the following year. According to Glynis Costin's article, Remembering Gianni, from Los Angeles Magazine, each of the major Italian designers were known for their differing roles. Armani was the serious one, Ferré the intellectual, and Valentino the romantic in this royal court of design. Gianni Versace was a showman, the rock and rolling exhibitionist. In contrast to the grayness of Milan and subdued hues of most Italian designers, Versace served up an electric rainbow of colors. He was the flashy yin to his rival Armani's refined yang, and his show was a vibrant, sexy spectacle. Versace claimed, "I love the body. I love women. I do not believe in androgynous clothes. I think women must be women. Sexy is honest. I don't understand designers who show masculine clothes on models who look like Woody Allen." This formula holds true for Versace's menswear line as well, which Interview considered fit for extraterrestrial men. The Versace jacket is from Versace's autumn-winter collection from 1991-1992, and it exemplifies key elements of Versace's style so often seen in his women's wear, which included the use of brash prints, overt sexuality, and blatant display of wealth. The Versace man embraces color and pattern and is oftentimes clad in leather pants, complete with a brooding stare. He is virile, masculine, and overtly sexual as well. The swirling Baroque print is one that appears frequently throughout the majority of Versace's men's and women's collections. While the influence of Baroque art and architecture, as well as Italian art in general, are apparent on Versace, it is interesting to note in the particular case of this men's jacket, the undeniable yet more subtle influence of street and youth culture on Gianni Versace's designs and his interpretation of their anti-fashion street styles. The jacket, with its loud and complementary colors of yellow and purple, exudes the opulent style of Gianni Versace. The pattern consists of swirling yellow arabesques, stars, and medallions on a purple ground, all elements of the Baroque style. On the back, there is a large centralized medallion containing in bold text, Versus Versatile, Pret-a-Porter, and ECASREV. Upon first glance, the jacket seems opulent, garish, and even a little tacky. However, upon closer observation, it is apparent that the materials are of extremely high quality. The shell of the jacket is made from 100% printed silk, while the interior of the jacket is lined in quilted black wool, a subtle detail noticeable only to the wearer, yet perfectly reflecting the pattern on the shell. The jacket is filled with down, adding both warmth and bulk to the body, a classic 90s silhouette. The buttons of the jacket are metal, embossed with embossed leather, another indication of high quality ready-to-wear. Apart from the pattern, the most noticeable part of the jacket is a leather-lined Mongolian fur collar, which adds a degree of luxuriousness to a relatively sporty garment. This black collar is the only solid surface on the jacket, yet adds visual interest through the curly texture of the fur. The waistband is elastic and fitted with the zipper closure. A Made in Italy label is sewn into the neck, making it the first thing the eye sees, while the Gianni Versace label is sewn below the inner left breast pocket. When styled on the runway, the jacket was paired with a colorful patterned shirt, an equally colorful scarf, blue ski gloves, black jeans, and a backwards baseball cap of a similar pattern as the jacket. The style of jacket and the Versace man in general never seem to grace the pages of L'Uomo Vogue or GQ from 1991. Rather, the type of man that is featured fits in easily with what passes today for real life, that is, life in the power dress GQ sense. one who wears suits of gray, browns, or black, and only with a pop of color or pattern. The layouts of the editorials in both magazines are also very conservative and rather mundane. It seems like the garish patterns associated with the 90s never existed for the Italian and American readers of these fashion magazines, contrary to their feminine counterparts at Vogue. However, the magazines geared towards youth, such as Spin, Interview, Vibe, and The Face from London, or people of color such as Ebony, featured and embraced fashions that were drastically different from the mundane business attires seen in L'Uomo Vogue or GQ. Each magazine, however, took a decisive approach to the particular fashions they featured based on their audience and the type of music they advocated. Spin, Details, and The Face were geared towards more alternative youth in the United States and the United Kingdom, respectively. Interview was a slightly more high-fashion interpretation of counterculture, while Vibe centered on hip-hop music and its key musicians. Throughout these magazines, actors and musicians, in particular rappers, were shown wearing clothing very similar to the Versace jacket from Autumn-Winter '91, with loud colors and sporty styles. In construction, the Versace jacket most closely resembles a tracksuit or shell suit jackets typically worn by athletes. These jackets, predominantly constructed from nylon or polyester, were worn as a warm-up ensemble before engaging in a form of sport. An article from The Face even features a shell suit in their Obscure Objects of Derision column from July 1991, stating, "You can't stroll down a street in this green and pleasant land without coming across a member of the great British public, clad in something lime green, pink, and orange. The shell suit epidemic is out of control." The Face defines it as something designed with its terminally unfit and the colorblind in mind. It should also be made from thin nylon. Although The Face is correct in saying that the nylon shell suits look cheap and nasty even when they're expensive, they are ignorant to the possibility of a high-end fashion designer such as Versace appropriating something considered mundane and completely transform it into a men's luxury jacket made entirely of silk and lined in wool, making it deceptively sumptuous. Their snarky, derisive comments seem to be reserved for the grannies and every other 40-year-old in the land who live for the weekend when he or she can rustle up and down the garden, safe in the knowledge that they aren't the only day-glow fools about, rather than the numerous rappers and hip-hop artists that grace the pages of Vibe and Spin, seen wearing similar garments. What becomes apparent is that The Face, as a counterculture magazine, approaches fashion from a particular perspective, one that is grounded in musical tastes. The street styles and fashion spreads featured in The Face greatly differ from those found in the hip-hop magazine Vibe, or even Details or Spin. It is from this context that Versace himself proudly claims, "You know how many ideas I steal from the street?" to W Magazine from March '92. It is readily apparent that the street that Versace was referring to appeared in Vibe and Details rather than The Face, and were centered on the burgeoning rap and hip-hop movement and how it quickly permeated youth culture as a whole. According to Details, all over the country, kids of every race were wearing baggy pants with a baggy t-shirt or a mock turtleneck, a baseball cap, the brim down and back, and their hair in a flat top or a high top fade, or a crew cut with little dreads on top, and sneakers, anoraks, or varsity jackets. The aesthetic even permeated the white bread culture of the mall. This style that has become synonymous with hip-hop is one that incorporates sportswear, such as the before-mentioned tracksuit or ski jackets, into its dress code, as seen in the Carl Connie advertisement. The fit is generally oversized and extremely colorful. The notion of a hip-hop style, also called homeboy style, is a somewhat controversial one, with some such as Q-Tip from A Tribe Called Quest deriding the term as a big whack attack, and that there is no such thing. It's just the natural way to dress for some people. Other examples of hip-hop style can be seen from editorial from the September 1992 issue of Spin. However, there is a distinct aesthetic that involves wearing clothing in the largest sizes available that allow the wearer freedom of movement and the ability to hide their hose. A rather minimal Versace jeans couture advertisement that appears in the same magazine as the Carl Connie advertisement.